Hi, I'm Ken Henry, and today I'm going to teach you why you don't need a niche. That's right. You don't need a niche. You've been misled for all these years that you need to have a niche. In this video, we're going to explore why that's not true. There's an old saying down where I'm from, that everyone wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die to get there. Now, we all laugh about that and we think about that, but in terms of an online course, the objective is heaven, but nobody wants to die to get there. We all want to live as long as we can, right? So what we're doing in our course is providing the gateway to heaven, so to speak. Think about it this way. Suppose that you're planning a family vacation to the beach. You want to be at that beach. You don't want to be in an airport, standing in line for TSA and going through all of that, and then taking the risk that perhaps your flight is canceled or delayed or whatever it might be, or having to change planes and maybe missing your connection. The alternative is to get in the car, load up the minivan with the family, and drive 12 or 18 hours to the beach. And you don't want to do that either. Well, what if your course would be the equivalent of a chauffeured motorhome, stocked with all kinds of goodies to eat and drink, with satellite television and games to play and movies to entertain the family, sleeping quarters, restrooms. All of a sudden it becomes an adventure getting to the beach and something fun. And what if your course could do that for the same or less money than the alternatives? That's what you want to do. That's your course. I used to fish a long time ago. I was a trout fisherman. I was raised in the mountains of East Tennessee, and we would go up to the Tellico River, some of the greatest trout fishing water in the world. And we would always stop at Green Cove store in the morning before daylight. And a fellow by the name of Coffee Crow ran Green Cove store. And what we knew was, from years of experience, that the stock trout would either be upriver from Coffee's store or downriver from his store. He was about mid-river. And so we'd go in and get some coffee and a bite of breakfast before we hit the water. And Coffee, where are the fish? Well, they stocked downriver this time. So we knew where to fish and how not to waste our time going upriver when all the people who weren't locals, who didn't know to go in and check with Coffee, were upriver. And we would always get our limit and be out of there by 7:30 in the morning. That's what your course is going to do. Your course is going to be Coffee Crow, so to speak. You're going to provide that transformation that your students are wanting. Now, I said that you don't need a niche. That's partially true. You need a micro niche. And I always kind of talk about fishing a lot. You want to fish in the ocean. No, it's not a good idea, because you're going to be just throwing stuff out there hoping that it's going to hit somebody that wants your course. Though, okay, you want to fish in the lake. It's still too broad. Well, how about a pond? It's still too broad. You want a bucket. You want a small bucket to fish in. And I'm going to teach you in this video how to get there, to get to that micro niche so that you're marketing to customers and your value increases. The first thing that you need to do is to do a brain dump. What do I mean? Take a sheet of paper and draw a line right down the center. On the left side of the paper, write down everything that you know enough about right now to develop a course. On the right side of the paper, write down things that you know enough about right now that you could curate enough information to put together a course. Now, after you've done that, and take your time doing it, choose 3 from each side. Of those 6 that you've chosen, pick one that you're the most passionate about. Okay? Now, phase 2. go to social media and look for groups where your potential students would be. Mine is beginning online course creators. And so I found my niche, my micro niche, by looking at their problems and what they want. So you're going to go to Facebook and see what's available there and get into their posts and see what their pain points are, what their problems are they're talking about, and make a list. List those out. You're going to do the same thing over on Instagram. You're going to go to, maybe if you're business to business, you're going to go to LinkedIn or Twitter. Also going to look on Google. You're going to look on all these different social media to find out what your ideal student is doing. Some people call them avatars. I like to think of ideal student. I don't like the term avatar because it's something that's not real. You need to see your students the way they are. If they wear a suit, then see them in a suit. If they wear a baseball uniform, see them in a baseball uniform. Whatever it is. If they're cooking, see them in their apron in the kitchen. The point is, you're going to go out there and find out what they're looking for, what they want. They're going to tell you what they want. And then you're going to design a course idea from that. Now, you're not going to develop your course just yet. Why not, Ken? Well, because your course, you need to test the idea to see if it's something that your potential ideal client wants. And there are a number of ways to do this test. You can, again, go back out on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and interact with your ideal students and provide answers to their questions and see what their thoughts are. You can do webinars. You can do a mini course. You can do lead magnets, which are always great because you're getting those email addresses when you do these things, and you control that email list. But if it's not popular, if nobody wants to come to your webinar, if they're not asking for your lead magnets, step back and rethink what you're doing and try again. So you don't need a niche. You need a micro niche. I hope you found value in this video. If you did, hit the like button, pound that subscribe button, and ring the bell so that you will get notifications when we release more videos.